Welcome to the JS Self-Care Mind, Body, and Soul podcast, a weekly conversation about self-care, personal development, and all the small decisions we can make to become the best possible versions of ourselves. I am your host, Janelle. I am a social worker and a self-care life coach based out of New York. For more information, visit my website at jsselfcare.org. I want to welcome my new listeners, and I also want to welcome my returning listeners. If you can please share this episode, because there is someone in this world who needs to listen to this episode. I also want to personally thank you for making the JS Self-Care Mind, Body, and Soul podcast part of your weekly routine. I truly, truly appreciate you. For the next few weeks, we will continue discussing holiday self-care. It's very, very important that we take care of ourselves even more during the holidays. I hope one of these self-care tips are helpful to you all. Happy holidays. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Don't forget to social distance and boost your immune system. If this year taught us nothing else, we learned that we have taken our health for granted, and at the same time, anxiety and the holidays over the pandemic. Let's not forget the election has highlighted the importance of prioritizing our emotional well-being too. So at this point, it makes a whole lot of sense that when it comes to the holiday shopping, also known as the hustle and bustle this year, many people are eyeing products that can help improve their sleep, bust stress levels, or just make them feel cozier while spending more time at home. I've created some amazing self-soothing boxes, which include 100% soy candles and soy wax candle melts, sleep meditation eye mask, and wine glasses and coffee mugs. I also created some amazing self-soothing herbal teas. Visit my website at jsselfcare.org for your self-soothing box today. Although the definition of self-care will vary from person to person, JS self-care meaning of self-care is taking care of your mind, body, and soul. Taking care of your mind can be changing your behaviors and learning something new. Taking care of your body, just add more fruits and vegetables to your diets. Taking care of your soul by not doing anything that does not sit right with your soul. Here are just a few ways of taking care of yourself during this holiday season and beyond. Here go your first holiday tip of the week. Are you feeling stressed? Well, I want you to give yourself permission to stop. Stop whatever you're doing. Just stop. I know you are probably saying, I have a to-do list that extends a mile long. Expectations can be high. Your presence can be demanded in many different ways and places at one time. With all that, it can feel overwhelming and stressful. If you're feeling this way, rest assured it's natural. You're only human. You only can do but so much. You can only be in so many places. Release the desire to be a superhero. You are not Superman or Superwoman. You can't be in 50 million places in a second like our superheroes can. So release the desire to be a superhero this holiday season and strive to be the most well taken care version of yourself. You don't have to do it all alone. You can say no. It's okay to stop and start again. Our next one is, are you feeling lonely? While the holidays are historically a time for friends and family and our loved ones, sometimes loneliness sets in when we think about our lives don't match with the cheesy holiday version of what we think life should be. Happy and jolly go lucky. Some of us are missing family members and friends. Some of us are struggling personally, and again, that is all okay. Remind yourself that you can be your own best company. If you have downtime because we are locked in the house due to COVID, I want you to take advantage of it by starting to cultivate the very best relationship with yourself. Honor yourself and your intuition, and know that you don't have to be with other people to be loved and accepted. Are you feeling overwhelmed? Remember to breathe. Our breath can work as the most basic and effective stress relief system we have. All we have to do is remember to use it. Have you ever noticed that in some of the most tense moments of the day, we usually aren't breathing, or if we are, the breaths are very shallow breaths? If the holidays and or the events and your to-do list make you feel overwhelmed, remember you can always come back to your breaths. Take a moment, close your eyes, and deeply inhale and exhale. Let's take some deep breaths now. Center yourself and get in a very comfortable position. If you are driving, do not do this exercise. Wait until you park your car and do the exercise. You will be happy you did it. Okay. Breathe in, happiness. Breathe out, sadness. Breathe in, self-love. Breathe out, self-hate. Breathe in, self-respect. Breathe out, self-disrespect. Just breathe. Are you feeling confused this holiday season? Well, what I want you to do is write it out or walk it out or pray it out. Whenever I don't know how to make a decision or I am searching for clarity, I go to my journal and I start writing. Physically writing is a wonderful tool that has a myriad of benefits, but I find it most comforting when I'm searching for answers and getting stuck in my head. I also go for walks and ask the universe for clarity, or I ask the universe to guide me through the decision. I also look to the sky and I pray for clarity or any decision needed to make. While praying, I also ask my mother to show me a sign that she is there and she is in the mix of me getting clarity on making my decision. There is magic when the pen hits the paper. There is magic when you're moving with the universe. There's magic in prayer. There's magic when we call on our ancestors to help us make a decision. Our fifth one is, are you feeling frustrated? Move your body. Walk, dance, run, stretch. Just move your body. Whenever I feel frustrated and can't seem to shake it all off, I physically try to move through it. I have noticed by physically moving through my frustration, it has helped me immensely. There is so much healing to be received through mindful, enjoyable physical activity. As a matter of fact, stay home and literally shake off your frustrations. It may look and feel real silly, but vigorous shaking off of the bad vibes or the frustrating feelings is effective. I promise you. If you are still feeling frustrated, you may need to process your frustration. Go to my website at selfcare.org and schedule a free consultation. We can have built up frustration. We have to release it by dancing, running, walking, and or having a coaching session with me. Frustration can build up into anger and then we explode. I don't want you guys to explode. If you can't shake it off and move it off because it's just there, you need to contact me at selfcare.org. Are you feeling angry? Find things to do that brings you joy and do them unapologetically. For me, dancing brings me joy. Being with my friends and family bring me joy. What brings you joy? Sometimes the holidays can make us feel like we are giving and giving and giving, and then we feel depleted, depleted, and sometimes angry and even bitter. What's a better antidote to this than doing things for yourself that brings you pure joy? Make time for yourself. Care this holiday season and don't feel guilty about it at all. My joyful activity go to lately has been dancing, and truly I am so much happier and feeling less angry. Dancing is my thing, but it releases a lot of anger. Rather than stewing on the things that are making you so upset, be proactive and incorporate joy, especially with us not being able to be with our loved ones or being locked in our home during this COVID pandemic. Our seventh one is, are you feeling distracted? Practice being present in the moment. Most of the time, we are feeling frustrated because of something that happened a few months or moments ago, or even a few days ago. Try and say to yourself, the situation is beyond my control, and there is absolutely nothing I can do to change it. I have control of what is going on now. The greatest present you can give yourself is peaceful presence. There is a possibility that we are being pulled into a lot of different directions during the holidays, which really can be stressful on the nervous system as well as our mental state. Rather than multitasking this season, try doing one thing at a time with purpose and intention. One thing for certain and two things for sure is that so many people often say that the holiday pass by too quickly. We can change that by living in the present moment, which allows us to fully savor the moments of the holidays, leaving you feeling satisfied and complete when the season ends. There is a possibility that we are being pulled in a lot of different directions during the holidays, which really can be stressful on our nervous system as well as our mental state. Rather than multitasking this season, then doing one thing at a time with purpose and intention. One thing for certain and two things for sure is that so many people often say that the holiday pass by quickly. We can change that by living in the present moment, which allows us to fully savor the moments of the holidays, leaving you feeling satisfied and complete when the season ends. Our eighth holiday tip is, are you feeling disappointed? I need you to practice gratitude. Be thankful for what you have. The holidays can remind us what we might be lacking in our lives, like not being able to afford the hottest toys, not having a job, being homeless. Most of us have definitely lost something and wish we still had it. Rather than us focusing on what isn't present in our lives at this moment, try to come back to what is and really honor it. Life can change at the snap of a finger. Don't take what you have for granted. The good that is in your life right now. Be grateful for the gifts of today to prepare you for your future fortunes. I hope and pray this little antidote gives you some support this holiday season. Always, always remember to feel whatever you're feeling and know that it all passes in time. Our ninth one is, I want you to feel all your emotions. Don't eat and drink your emotions away during this holiday season. For some reason, the holidays tend to bring up strong feelings of people around, everything from losses, new relationships, to meeting the high expectations of visiting family members, then on to this pandemic. And let's not forget this election. I can honestly say we have experienced some real tough times in 2020, and we have 2 more weeks. What else is going to happen? Most of us would love to avoid those difficult emotions throughout the time honored by the holiday traditions of eating and drinking, rather than just accepting that it is natural to feel our emotions this time of year. In short, What I am saying is that emotional eating and drinking can be an effective way to distract or disorient us from strong and sometimes painful emotions. Guess what? Overeating and drinking doesn't work for you in the long run. It leaves you with the same anxiety about those difficult emotions, a potential dependence on alcohol or food to self soothe, and not to mention the 5 to 10 pounds of extra weight that won't be easy to lose. If you notice yourself reaching for something to eat or drink in response to a difficult feeling, try your best to make sense of what's going on instead. Are you angry with your partner? Are you grieving the loss of a relative or a friend? Are you sad about a recent breakup? The more you try to make sense of your emotions, the less scary and dangerous they will become. The easier it gets to sit with them rather than attempt to numb them by overeating and overdrinking. Our last holiday tip for this week is know what your priorities are and stop running ragged. I usually say stop running around like a chicken with your head cut off. There are dozens of things going on this holiday season, but it's impossible to do everything that others expect of you without running yourself ragged. So I want you to take this moment to consider which things you need to do, which things is important for you to do. Take time to consider what gives you the most meaning and fulfillment. Helps prioritize activities, events, and even time spent with people and our loved ones. By prioritizing and stop running around like chickens with our heads cut off, helps us focus our time and energy so we won't feel so overwhelmed and overworked and also drained. Know what your priorities are and just do what you need to do. By now, we are in full swing of Hanukkah, and Christmas is right around the corner, not to mention Kwanza and New Year's. Generally speaking, when we all used to think of the holidays, we thought of happiness, family, fun, and cheer. Now in 2020, we are thinking of so many people who lost their jobs, loved ones, and this pandemic, and not to forget about this election, not to mention the regular thoughts of happiness, family, fun, and cheer. Expectations can feel high this time of year, and we are being pulled in every direction possible. For many of us, we don't feel all the right feelings, air quotes, we are supposed to feel during the holidays. We think there is something wrong with us. I'm here to tell you that is not true. While wonderfully festive and fun, the holidays can bring up so many feelings that aren't incredibly pleasant for so many of us this year. Loneliness, disappointment, sadness, and even anger can rise during this time. Self-care is important and necessary, especially during the holiday season. I hope these holiday self-care tips are helpful for you and your loved one. While I hope you love listening to and learning from this podcast, it's not meant to be a substitute for mental health treatment. For those of you who are ready to get started by talking to a self-care life coach who can answer all of your questions about self-care, I want you to schedule a free consultation at jsselfcare.org. If mental health treatment is needed, please don't hesitate to contact a therapist in your area. Self-care is important and necessary. Take care of you and continue to put you first no matter what. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, rate, and share. For daily doses of self-care affirmations, notes to self, make sure you join the JS Self-Care social media tribe on most social media platforms. Social media links will be placed in this episode notes.